Hello everyone and welcome to our I Pick My Butt video. More Survivor.io and legendary weapons. We all want to know what the skills are. We want to know how good they are. So in this video, we're going to be going over 3 of the weapons. We'll be making a part 2 where we'll be going over the other 3. And if you saw at the beginning, I don't actually have any legendary equipment or weapons equipped in the game, but because of the actual daily challenge, it turns in any one of our weapons into the legendary perks. And if you already have legendary, it gives you like 50% extra attack. But as you can see, we're going to go in here first with the Kunai, and this is going to cause it to split into 2 when it hits an enemy. And I know it looks like it's splitting off into 3, like you're playing Archero and you just got diagonal arrows, but it's actually splitting off into 2 because when you get Kunai to the excellent state or rarity, it then causes your Kunai to start off at level 2, meaning that you're going to be firing 2 of them. So you're seeing the first one split and then that second shot just coming right afterwards. And as far as the damage done on the split, it's going to be consistent with the main hit. So if I hit for 34k and then it splits, hits somebody else, it'll also hit for 34k. Although it will not split again, and it kind of just stops right there. Now the interesting thing is when we take this to Evo, I actually had to slow this down to show you, we are going to eventually split off. We do have the penetration that we would get just from Evoing the Kunai anyways, but it'll go through like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if it's packed so close together, but it'll go through 3 or 4 of them, and then you'll see it split off at times when it reaches the end. So we still do get the split, it's just a little bit harder to notice on it. Next we have the Light Chaser, and its legendary stat is it's going to leave behind a sword array every 10 attacks. And you'll kind of see the circle behind you with a whole bunch of crazy lightning slashes inside it. The downfall is it's behind you, and by the time it goes and you've made your way through with the Light Chaser, it's not really hitting too much. So there's a lot of missing going on. I really would have loved to see this as something in front of you. So, you know, you're going in the direction you're going to be attacking and having that thing planted down. Now, I was able to get a clip or 2 of actually slowing it down to show you the damage. Naturally, we're hitting for about 35k of just our regular damage. And then here it is slowed down and zoomed in of this light array. And you can see we're actually hitting for about 107k. That's a pretty decent number to be seeing out there if we're able to hit on them. So that's kind of the big thing. Really trying to plan this out. I guess this would be great if you're getting swarms of mobs coming at you and you're getting encountered. But really when it comes down to it, it's the Light Chaser. You're not going to have too many mobs getting close to you. When we do get this to Evo, we are going to get the visual change now of seeing the pink and blue slashing back and forth, which I actually think looks pretty cool. But as far as the damage done, once again, slowed down, I was hitting for about 70k at this point, and then here it is hitting about 170k. And if you rewind it a little bit to the beginning of that, you'll see we had 1 hit of 170k. That was not actually the skill, but that is more of the Light Chaser itself. We're going to actually have a swipe around in a circular motion before the waves come out, and that's really where that first big hit came from. But as you can see afterwards, we're just going to be tacking on a whole bunch of extra damage once that skill comes out. The next weapon we have is the bat, and this is going to allow the legendary skill to swing the bat in a circular motion, meaning we're going to get just about a full 360 degrees out of it. And it's been a while since I've played with the bat. I actually forgot how much I like it. There's something very soothing about just hearing the cracking and smacking noise as you hit enemies, and especially when the cooldown is reducted by every single hit. It's just a crack, 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 and I don't know, I just love it. Really has a good feel to me, and I enjoy it. And as we Evo this thing, it's going to turn into Lucille, which if you've ever seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, check out the actual pool with Uncle Phil there. It's a good one where it's like, Jeffrey, get me Lucille. Love that scene. I think of it every single time. But you can see this thing's just whomping around in circles right now. I did have a couple of times where the enemies kind of snuck in between there because I was just getting a little bit too crazy with it. But this is a fun time to have, and it's definitely worthwhile. I unfortunately couldn't find anybody that actually had a legendary bat out there to actually show what the stats look like. I'm going to have to Photoshop the actual thumbnail for this to make it think that I found it. But overall, this is the first 3 weapons we have. There wasn't anything spectacular for stats wise on the bat, but overall it does look cool and it does have a wider range. So really curious to know what you guys like the best out of these 3. As soon as we get the chance to make the second one, we'll post that up too. But join the Discord if you haven't already. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.